You look so tense. By the way, did you get to choose the university?
No, I'm unable to find an university that meets my requirements.
Whoa. Meet your requirements? What exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking for a place that gives me an opportunity to grow, to excel, to invent, and to innovate. I want to be a part of an institution that paves my way to discover myself and to witness the world moving forward in technology. I want to go to a place that sets a futuristic pattern of education filled with ideas and radical performances. Basically, I want to live my dream.
Dayanand Sagar University. Live the dream.
Can we just have a quick confirmation if Professor Murugan sir has joined in?
Not yet, sir. Not yet.
Could somebody just assist him? I think he's gone to the regular public link. Take this call.
Hello. Hello. Yes, sir.
So we'll go with we'll serve your live, and we are good to start. A very good afternoon to all of you. A special welcome to all the students and the parents of the students who have recently attended, cleared the class 12th examinations. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Srinivas Shinde, and I'll be the moderator for today's program. And we'd like to welcome all of you for this exclusive session today afternoon on career opportunities in new age, technology-driven pharmacy industry. Dayanand Sagar University has kept its promise of introducing these campus info sessions, wherein we bring in all the programs that are available today under this university in form of an info session with a lot of our friends from and the experts from the industry who actually come along on this platform along with the Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to give you a complete idea on how these particular industries are available today. What kind of requirements do these industries have? What kind of programs are available today when you look at certain industries? And these kind of info session programs give you, can everybody else go on the mute, please? So these kind of info sessions give you a clear idea in terms of where the industry is moving today. Also, the parents and the students need to understand that you are looking out for a program which commences in this year. And it's only after 4 years or 5 years or 6 years is where the student is going to graduate. And at that point of time, how do you keep in mind what is going to be the industry trends, what is going to be the industry demands, and what are going to be the kind of job roles that are going to be made available? Many of the parents are not aware. They pressurize the students. Students under the pressure come to us. They look at direct admissions into certain programs without knowing. In fact, they have some other kind of thoughts in their mind. They have some other passions in their mind. And they predominantly come in terms of the pressure that has been given from the parent side, or some relative must have told them about certain good things. These info sessions are for all of you, for you to get to understand what exactly is, does it take for me to enter into this industry? What is the kind of prerequisite? What are the modules? What are the subjects? What are the duration? What are the internships? What are the kind of job roles that are available? What is it that I'm going to do in the next 3 years, 4 years, 5 years of this program? And this is where the confidence of the child increases. And let me tell you, the confidence of the child is one of the biggest motivators for him to do a program of study very successful. With this, I would like to straight away get into the sessions. A very warm welcome to all the distinguished speakers for today's session. I take the opportunity of introducing the speakers for today's session. Our speaker number one for the day, Professor Dr. K.N.B. Murthy. Sir is the professor and the vice chancellor at Dayanand Sagar University, Bangalore. Sir has been the former vice chancellor for PES University in Bangalore. Sir holds a bachelor's degree in electrical power engineering and a master's degree in electrical engineering from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. Sir holds a PhD in computer science and engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. Sir has worked as a research specialist in parallel computing at New Mexico State University, US. Sir is currently a member of the Karnataka State Higher Education Council and the Academic Senate member of IIIT Dharwad. Sir, a warm welcome to you.
Thank you, Shinde.
Our next speaker for the day is Mr. Sunil Chiplunkar. He has completed his M Pharma in pharmacology and also an MBA in marketing and a PGDM in HRM. He's also the Best Oral Scientific Presentation Award based on the merit at the 67th IPC Mysuru in 2015. The presentation on the study of factors affecting patient compliance and marketing results as per the pharmacist. He is a member of the Board of Studies of Management Studies at JSSAHER, which is a deemed university in Mysore. He is a special invitee member of Executive Council for Sri Siddhaganga College of Pharmacy in Tumkur and editorial member of Sri Siddhaganga College of Pharmacy Clinical Newsletter. There is also the author for the Pharmaceutical Healthcare and the Blogspot, and currently pursuing his part-time PhD from JSSAHER Mysore. He is the active member of KRPA Mysore as an advisory member. Sir, a warm welcome to you. Our next speaker for the day is Mr.
Thank you.
Venkatesan.
K. Venkatesan.
Mr. K. Venkatesan. Mr. K. Venkatesan has done his B Pharmacy and an executive management program by IIM along with his 33 years of experience in the field of pharmaceuticals in the area of manufacturing and R&D. Having extensive knowledge working in solid orals like tablets, capsules, soft gel, ODT, and all forms of parenteral formulations.
Injection.
A warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon to everybody.
Our speaker number 4 is Mr. A.N. Appaswamy. He's currently working as a senior general manager with TTK Healthcare Limited. He's worked for more than 23 years, responsible for sales and marketing for India, Africa, and Asia. He's one of the members in the team who got the President Award for Best Commercialization of Indigenous Technology. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Appaswamy.
Yeah, thank you.
And I also take the pleasure to introduce our principal for the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Dr. Murugan, sir. Sir started his teaching career in 1988 as a lecturer at JSS College of Pharmacy, Ooty, Tamil Nadu. He holds a PhD in medicinal chemistry on cancer for the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University, Chennai. He has appointed as a principal at Dayanand Sagar University since 2006. He is supervising several postgraduate and PhD levels. He has externally examined a number of PhD theses from other universities. He has been awarded the training fellowship for the year 2015 on mineral processing and beneficiation at Johannesburg, South Africa by Department of Science and Technology, New Delhi. A very warm welcome to you, sir. I now like to invite Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to set the context. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Shinde. Respected the co-panelists, the organizing committee members, the aspirants and their parents, and others who are present in this webinar. The objective of this webinar is to provide information about the pharmacy programs so that the students can make an informed choice. They need to understand what exactly they're going to study in this program, what are the kind of career opportunities that are going to exist, and also a few points which they need to note before making a choice. There are lots of things which need to be understood before we exactly go ahead with joining a program of study. You have just now completed a +2. This is the time where there's a lot of options open. Thereby, there's a lot of confusion also, which is now we normally refer that as conundrum. There's some kind of confusion, what to do, which is good, which college is good, which program is good, and things are right. For this, you need to understand 3 or 4 major points. The first major point that you need to understand is you are not going to graduate today. You're going to graduate 4 years down the line, 4 or 5 or 6 years down the line. Therefore, you need to understand what would be the job market at that point of time, as per the predictions that have been made by few proactive organizations, maybe World Economic Forum and Harvard Business Review and several other organizations. Second, how the work environment 5 years down the line, when you graduate, what would be the kind of environment that you're going to see? There's other thing you need to remember. The third thing that you also need to remember is what will be the kind of job you would get, the job titles and job roles, and how the nature of that particular job, nature of the job role, nature of the job title. These are points that you need to understand. Second, you also need to understand which university or which institute to join program study, and what are the important things that you need to know about that institute. These are some of the points which you need to know very clearly before you decide on anything. Let me explain each of these points in little bit of detail. I understand that all of you are looking at pharmacy education as the mainstream education because you know fully well that you are going to look at pharmacy as a program study. And 2 or 3 things are more or less visible about the future. One, the jobs will be abundant in the future. And that's the first point which all of us need to remember. It has been predicted the jobs will increase from 41 million to 191 million in the next 5 years. Across all sectors, it's engineering, pharmacy, management, law, and everything put together. That's one prediction that's been made. The second prediction that's been made is future will be dominated by technology. Therefore, a lot of technology that's going to be involved in every job that's going to be there. In other words, every walk of life will have some technology component, meaning either the artificial intelligence or the automation or robotics will be there. That's the other prediction that's been made. The third prediction that's been made is the concept or the kind of work environment that we have seen today will more or less be replaced by a new set of things. The person working in a single organization for throughout their career is more or less ruled out. Means in future, there's nothing like a job, a single job in a single organization is not there. That's going to be replaced by multiple career paths in multiple organizations, because there are a lot of specialized work that needs to be done in the future. Therefore, there's other thing that's been made. The other thing that's also been indicated is that everyone in the future needs to know some technology component, whatever it may be. Means we cannot execute any job efficiently without knowledge of technology. Meaning, every one of us have to reskill, upskill, and adopt transformation learning of technology. That's the other thing that's there. Then coming to the job roles. Job roles are going to be plenty. It can be in industry, or it could be research, or it could be entrepreneurs, or you can get into academics. Several roles. It's possible. Probably the experts would tell you more about the job titles and the job roles in pharmacy industry. Then the other thing that you also need to understand is future will have, particularly pharmacy education will have to teach some components of medication therapy management. Means there's another area which is coming up in a big way, wherein technology is being used for monitoring and improving the medication usage by the patients. How exactly a patient has to use the medication is also going to become a big area in the future. The second, the healthcare systems are going to be completely redefined. They're going to have some technology component in each one of them. There'll be a lot of stress on the emphasis on public health systems, because earlier the public health systems were there, but it will be much more in the future because the technology permits each one of them to be done. Then the pharmacy will also look at the kind of medication for some long-lasting diseases that we have seen today, maybe cancer. Possible the anti-cancer drugs is a kind of research that we carried out. Then there's also area where the personalized or customized medicine is also the drug dosage is the other area where a lot of work is going to be done. Therefore, overall, you see a phenomenal change in the pharmacy education in the coming years. The last thing that you need to understand is with regard to which university. Why should you choose a university? And if so, what are the characteristics that you need to look for? The first characteristic that you need to look for a university is the university which has autonomy following the Pharmacy Council norms, Council of India norms, PCI norms. Can it bring in some innovations? Can it bring in some new components? That's one thing the university has to implement. That's the university you need to look for. Second, you need to look for a university which provides you the flexibility. Flexibility in the sense you can register for a 4-year program, also extend it to 5 years, then extend it to 6 years. You can join a B Pharma program, register an integrated M Pharma, and integrate Form D is going to be the kind of thing that's going to happen in the future. Right now, it may not be possible. Possible in the future, the national education policy suggests those kinds of flexibilities. Therefore, university which has that provision for flexibility or implementing the changes is the university you need to look for. Next, you need to look for a university which provides you an opportunity for multidisciplinary learning. Means because the technology is going to be a key component in all forms of programs in the future, you need to study the pharmacy program. Along with the pharmacy program, can you do a course in computer science? Can you do a course in law, a minor in law? That kind of provisions have to be there in the future because the technology is going to be a part of everything that you're going to do in the future. Therefore, a university must provide you an opportunity to do something in parallel along with a major. Right now, the PCA may not permit you many of these things. Probably in the coming future, these things are going to be likely to be implemented. Then you need to study in a university which is ready to export, which is going to try out few things. It's going to give you an opportunity to do research. Is it a research-based teaching, a research-based learning? That is going to be the key that's going to be there in the future. Therefore, a university which has some of these components of the national education policy, provision for the doing things in a different way, is the university looking for. And last word that I would like to say, Dayanand Sagar University has understood most of these things, all the things that I talked about, where it has understood what the future is going to be, what are the requirements of a graduate of a pharmacy program, and what are the kind of skills a student needs to have before entering the job market. Therefore, the university is fully geared up to give that kind of education, which is useful, which makes the student relevant for the future. I think with these opening remarks, I am sure the experts will give you a lot more information about pharmacy in detail. And they're coming from industry, they're also coming from the best academic institutions, will give you more information. I think at the end of this program, you will have no doubts with regard to the program that you would like to study and the university that you would study. And with this, I thank the organizers for inviting me to make few opening remarks, and also thank the panelists, the experts, for being a part of this info session. And idea is to create awareness, fully knowing all the things about pharmacy education. You need to join a university, and wish each one of you best of luck. And I assure you, the opportunities are going to be plenty in the future. We don't have to worry about opportunities. Opportunities exist for people who have skills and abilities, the conceptual knowledge. I think with this, thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for the opening remarks and setting the context. I now like to take this opportunity of inviting our next speaker for the day, Mr. Sunil Chiplunkar. Over to you, sir, and we'll give you the rights for the screen sharing also.
Good afternoon, everybody. I think my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You can take it to the presentation format.
You can make it full screen, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Perfect.
These were very lovely and inspiring words by the respected Vice Chancellor. Thank you so much, sir, for setting the tone for today's proceedings. And as usual, Mr. Shinde is at his charming best. My best wishes to also the fellow panelists. And very special good afternoon to the youthful teens. Reminds me of my own time, when I used to be a very long time back a teenager. At that time, when I wanted to join BPharm, there were so many question marks in my mind also, because during those times, we did not have all this information, nor did you have any option. Your dad said you have to do BPharm, there's good scope for it, and then you nod your head, yes, dad, and then you get into it. But today you can make an informed choice, isn't it? So lucky you are, and you have come to the right platform to help make that informed choice. And my favorite slogan is, you are well dressed for the day, only when you wear a smile. Yes, can I see you all smiling, young teens? Okay, let me go about making it very clear to you what is in store for you in pharmacy. I will say welcome to happiness and career making, because this is a very important aspect for you. You are going to take a decision which will have an impact for a significant period of your life. And there should be a lot of opportunities to make progress. That is when you call it as a career. Career, another word is occupation. To uncomplicate this, think of your dad. Your dad probably is in a bank, or is a software engineer or a government servant. So just think how he has molded his life, and he has added various qualifications and passed various examinations to get to where he is today. And you are so proud of him that he is supporting you for your own educational course. So that is the power of career. There is a lot of implication of career because career means this will give you an identity. And when there is an identity, there is a source of satisfaction for you. When you look back after a few years of work, there will be a sense of satisfaction. And it is the bedrock of your life, the livelihood, the status that you get. And it will definitely impact your personal life. Probably the spouse, the life partner you get will depend on which career you have chosen. So always make an informed choice as to what sort of an occupation or a career you want to have. It's so sensible, isn't it? Now, I want you people to answer in the chat box to see if you are able to make all things clear. So please type here, who is this? Who is this person? Please type in the chat box. I can see your messages. Please type, who is this? There is a gentleman, a very popular sports personality who is about to throw the javelin and he created a record. Who is this? There is a reason I'm asking. You can type it in the chat box. All you kids out there. I'm not seeing the answer. Can you please type? All kids, please type the answer in this. Please type who is there in this photo. Make it quick because time is limited. Please type who's there in the photo. Mr. Shinde, can you please track if anybody is giving the reply?
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, you could proceed in the meantime while we
Yeah.
keep getting the responses.
Yeah. So he is a person who created a record and became an icon to all the youth. He did not pass any IIT entrance exam. He did not pass any other type of competitive exam. But he has made sports a career and he has become a signpost of today's successful youthful personality, and that is our person, Neeraj Chopra. So you can understand that making a career choice depends not only on your passion, but also the opportunity that is available and how the growth will happen to you in that field. So let's take inspiration from Neeraj Chopra and let us proceed to get a helicopter view of what is in store for you in the world of opportunity that is there in the pharmaceutical sector. I'm Sunil Chiplunkar, working as Vice President Business Development with the oral care expert company Group Pharmaceuticals Limited. And yes, you will definitely enjoy. Now let us see if you are having the bent of mind to become a pharmacist. That doesn't mean that if you don't have answers to these questions, you will not be the good pharmacist. It only means that there is a inherent bent of mind. So who discovered penicillin? Can you please type in the chat box, either in the YouTube chat box or it is in the chat box of this Zoom webinar. Can you type who discovered penicillin? Yes, can I see the answers flowing in thick and fast, please? Participate. You can type whatever it is. Who actually invented or discovered penicillin from the fungus Penicillium notatum? If you have answered Alexander Fleming, congratulations. It is a correct answer. Very good. Now let us see the next question. Tell me the name of a very renowned biotech company of Bangalore. It almost features daily on the newspapers. It is there in conversations. You can type it in the chat box. Which is the renowned biotech company of Bangalore? Can you please type? It will be interesting to note whether you are cued on to the developments that are happening in your own immediate environment. If you have typed Biocon, yes, you hit the nail on the head. It is the most renowned biotech company of Bangalore. Now, which medicine is given to reduce fever and headache? Can you quickly answer that? Which medicine is normally taken to reduce both fever and headache? Probably every one of us has taken it, especially during the COVID-19 time. It is used to reduce the fever. It is used to reduce the headache. You can quickly type it in the chat box. If you have written Dolo 650 or you have written paracetamol, you are right on the mark. Yes, it's the right answer that you have given. So this indicates basically you are interested in pharmacy. Not that if you don't know the answers, you are not fit to be a pharmacist, but the inherent trend is already there in you and you will be a very successful personality. So let me assure you that during the flow of presentation, you'll get some good background details of the pharmaceutical sector. What are the career tracks available? What is the success factor? And what is the take-home message? Whenever you take up a career, that is, you want to go into an occupation, there will be 4 avenues for you. After you complete your degree or your diploma or during the course of the studies, you will see 4 opportunities in front of you. The first is the industry, the second is the academia, third is the regulatory, which may be in the government or in the regulatory department of the private companies. And today the word is entrepreneurship, but the old-fashioned, please note it, they call it as self-employment. So all these 4 tracks are available. So let us see more details about this. It is fascinating to note the pharmaceutical industry in India is the world's 3rd largest in terms of volume. Can you imagine what a great achievement it is? And 14th in terms of value, which means we make very affordable medication. We are the top 6 global pharmaceutical producers in the world. The largest number of approved manufacturing facilities outside USA is in India. So what you are going to belong to is a world-class pharmaceutical manufacturing as well as marketing system. Into that ecosystem you are going to get into. In fact, it is documented Cipla has saved 1 crore lives through their affordable anti-AIDS medication. India is known to produce the 90 to 92% of anti-AIDS medications which are sold worldwide. 90% of the formulations for antiretroviral, anti-tubercular, anti-malarial are all from India. India meets 50 to 60% of the global demand for vaccines. So you can imagine what great strides India has done. Every 3rd child in the globe who is vaccinated through the WHO program is with an Indian vaccine. Every 5th tablet, capsule or injectable generic drug that is used across the world is manufactured in India. In fact, the French organization Médecins Sans Frontières exclaimed, India is the global pharmacy of the world because of the immense strides made in providing high quality, affordable medication across the world. So welcome to pharmacy. You are going to belong to this wonderful pharmaceutical sector which is making rapid strides. We are one of the largest providers of generic drugs globally. The 40% of generic demand in the US and 25% of all medicines in the UK are manufactured in India. We manufacture 1,80,000 crores of medicines for the domestic market, and similar value is exported. So you will see that the global pharma market is growing. It will reach $1.3 trillion. And 4.5 billion US dollars will be the global pharmaceutical excipients market. So you are going to have placement opportunity in almost every sector of this field, whether it is in the excipients, herbal extracts, or anywhere you want. Across the world and in India too, healthcare has become the largest sector of revenue and employment. And riding on this healthcare sector is the pharmaceutical sector, which is seeing glorious heights. You are seeing wonderful performance financially of all the top pharma companies, running up to 72 billion US dollars in this financial year for Pfizer. So what does it indicate? Tremendous growth in revenue and jobs. Even you take the Indian companies, their sales annually is tremendous where you can see Sun Pharma doing 30,000 crores, Aurobindo Pharma doing 21,000 crores, Dr. Reddy doing rupees 13,135 crores and so on. So the figures are rocking, the scope is excellent, and you are most welcome to the happy world of pharmacy, where there are tremendous amount of career opportunities, starting from production and manufacturing in the manufacturing facilities, R&D programs, drug marketing, distribution, academics, retail, and so on. Let us see some of the highlights in each of these arenas. If you look at the manufacturing area, the best qualification for you, the fundamental one, is getting B Pharm. Then you can get into M Pharm, pharmaceutics, or you can go into MBA, where there is operations management specialization and such other courses to ensure you are able to perform in the manufacturing area, whether it is in the quality, R&D, shop floor, stores, regulatory department, and so on. Lot of jobs are available because India is globally integrated and we are an English speaking entire community. So because of this, there is lot of scope. If you want to get into pure R&D, it is a very exciting field because every day is a new learning day. You got to have an attitude of being an eternal learner. And if you think it is all about getting boxed into a lab with no excitement in life, you are very wrong. There is tremendous scope for you to travel. Like for example, my own cousin, Mr. Dinesh, he is doing very well in the R&D and quality assurance side, travels around 5 to 10 days a month across the world, checking at various R&D centers of different places, and also looks at the various R&D centers of the vendors. There are so many audit options available, and that adds to the travel. So travel is there, in-room working is there, and a good quality of life is also there. There are people working in pure R&D in the formulation sector to improve the formulation performance, or it could be in the new drugs development sector, novel drug development sector, and so on. There is very good opportunity in the R&D sector. You may have to do B Pharm, M Pharm, MBA, PhD, or PharmD and PhD, and you can do various other allied courses to improve your R&D bent of mind. It only has to be understood that you should have an inner call and you should be able to be an eternal learner. Pharmaceutical distribution and marketing is a very wholesome and excellent profession also. I'm basically a pharmaceutical marketeer. So in this, you will be doing face-to-face selling and marketing across the globe. If you get the opportunity, definitely it starts with the local market condition. Then you rise up the ladder because there is a very streamlined method in which you can rise up the ladder. You can go right up to the director and managing director stage. You can launch your own company with the help of experience that you accumulate in the marketing domain and the contacts that you get. You will be involved in very savvy product promotional practices. There is excellent scope in product management where you will be doing the life cycle management and trying to ensure that you are evergreening the product to obtain the better and improved revenues. And you will be able to offer superior training deliverables to all the trainees who are attending your program. There is scope in the wholesale and retail also as far as the distribution is concerned. So pharmaceutical marketing, which is an exciting profession, requires a very important trending trait. Now, what is that trait? If you look at these photos, you will be reminded of your father's first scooter. Probably it was a Bajaj Chetak. You know, it did not have a self-start like you have today in the bikes. You have to bend the scooter, pray, and then kick start. Then if you are lucky, it will start in first kick, or you have to keep kicking till it starts. Now that is called as a kickstarter. And today you have got Kinetic Honda and many other bikes which are all button start. So that is called as a self-starter. So the first important trait in marketing is you should be a self-starter. You can't get a kick in the morning from your boss or your parents or somebody and saying, come on, get up, go for work, do this. That is not possible in marketing. You should have the inner passion that I want to go and acquire customers. It's a 100% involvement job. You should be a self-starter. If you are a self-starter, you have got that communication savvy, you are able to do active listening, you are able to have engaged conversation, and you're able to make the other person agree to your terms, then that is it. You are best fit for marketing. So develop these traits, including the self-starter trait. You will do very well in marketing, and marketing is a very golden profession. Master the communication prowess during your college years itself, because understand that body language is 55% of the message transfer, and vocalization, your pitch, pace, pause, emphasis, the way you deliver your talk, that vocalization carries 38% of the message, and what you know and what you are verbalizing is only 7% of your message transfer. In fact, this is called as the Albert Mehrabian's formula. Remember, this 7-38-55 rule is going to take you a long way, not only in the marketing profession, but in any other walk of life. Marketing is an intellectual profession like the royal profession of teaching. It is also a very creative profession because you have to have the creativity to get customers to agree to your point of view. It is also a mechanical profession because there are certain SOPs that you have to follow, and that makes it a very interesting domain. And please understand, in any pharmaceutical company, the number of marketing jobs are more than the jobs you are having in the manufacturing and the other area. Like, for example, a typical pharmaceutical company which has got 1,000 employee base will have around 500 to 600 in the marketing domain. So obviously, marketing is an important profession to choose. Academics also is got a very good scope. There are 3,850 pharmacy colleges. 4 lakh pharmacy students are graduating. In fact, there are 10,000 teachers who are members of APTI, and the number is increasing. Teaching is also a very royal opportunity for those who have got the academic bent of mind. Retail pharmacy is now rocking. You got to be knowledge oriented, and it is a globally integrated field. Please understand, the person who gets his B.Pharm can go and practice and run a pharmacy in the Gulf or in many other countries also by passing the entrance exam of their own country. So it is a globally integrated degree that you are having. Medication therapy management is now increasing with the brown bag consulting concept. So pharmacist at the retail level is also rocking. This is my friend, Dr. Prashant. You call pharmacists a doctor in various other countries. So he's a retail pharmacist for the past 25 years. He's doing very well at Qatar, where you have to pass an entrance exam and the person will be able to do excellent in retail pharmacy across the Gulf region or any other country also. In most of the Gulf jobs of the pharmacy, they are all held by the Indians. So here you can see during my visit, I'm standing with the tie there. So at Qatar at a retail pharmacy, here is another smart retailer at Qatar itself. This was my most recent visit in May 2022. So I'm sharing those photos. I'll be going to Dubai and Oman this month itself. So a lot of experiences in store for those who are into marketing. In pharmacy of Qatar, typically a person at the start earns around 7,000 Qatari riyals. So if you multiply it by 20 rupees, whatever you get is the amount of money you can save, around 50-60,000 rupees typically, and it can go up to 20,000 Qatari riyals also. So persons who have spent around 10 years, 15 years in places like Qatar, Dubai, they are having a hefty bank balance. So retail pharmacy level is rocking in such places. Today, the field of pharmacovigilance is also increasing. You need to be an MPharm PhD or a PharmD guy. In fact, there is a saying that PharmD people who trespass into a regulatory company will be recruited. What it means to say is there are a lot of jobs available in the science and activities related to the safety of medicines or vaccines, etc. So there is very good scope for pharmacovigilance. Regulatory field is also having tremendous opportunity in the governmental sector, where you get a job as a drug inspector, ADC, DDC, and drug controller. That is one era. You can get into the quality aspect also, where the drug analyst position is there. Regulatory departments are there in all pharma companies, where you have to liaise with other companies and other departments to create the documents so that your company's products are easily sold in that foreign market. This is also an exciting profession and a job that you have. Today, interestingly, pharmacists are also learning law, like how Dr. Murthy sir indicated, that other types of courses should be considered. And they get into various interesting greenfield opportunity areas like the patent attorney job. They are very good at it because they have the knowledge of the core domain, which is pharmacy, and at the same time, the legal aspects of intellectual property issues. So that is one more interesting scope for you in pharmaceutical sciences. Clinical trial industry across the world is rocking because new diseases, new indications for the old drugs, which is called as repurposing. There is ever hungry appetite, high appetite for clinical trial related information for evidence-based marketing. So this is another industry where pharmacists are getting absorbed to help conduct the clinical trials. These are called clinical research organizations. It typically takes a number of years, up to 20 years after screening 30,000 compounds to come out with one FDA approved drug. So the scope is very high there. So pharma people are getting placed in the manufacturing and marketing of branded and unbranded generics, biopharma products, which is using recombinant DNA technology, which is similar to the monoclonal antibody business, into the bulk drug or the API industry, active pharmaceutical industry, ingredient industry, excipients, intermediates, herbal extracts, herbal formulations, vaccines, importing and marketing, contract marketing, contract research and manufacturing services, clinical trial, exports worldwide, where you have to create a documentation such as the abbreviated new drug application, ANDA, COPP, etc., which you will try to understand when you are getting into the pharmacy profession and learning track. Media companies are also now taking the pharma guys because they need people who can write well. Internet companies like Practo, medical record companies, marketing support companies who are into gamification of learning, they are also taking the pharmacy guys. You can get people, pharmacists absorbed into pharmacovigilance, support industries, medical device companies, veterinary products, food supplements, nutritional products, nutraceuticals. Just see the tremendous amount of scope that you are having. The factors which are contributing to success of pharmacists is not only your core domain knowledge, but also the English communication. Please understand, you are going to be part of a globally integrated profession. You need to be digitally savvy. Analytical ability through both deductive reasoning and inductive reasoning is required. You need to have a knowledge-hungry attitude because this is full of changes. Adaptation is the need of the game. So concentrate on developing your character, competence, commitment, communication, creativity, and confidence. You will see that the world is at your feet. Remember the Pygmalion effect. If you keep giving positive strokes, and if you keep saying that I'm going to be successful, like all pharmacists always say, it is going to help you become very successful, because when you build high expectations on yourself, you will become a very successful individual. Another interesting trait that will contribute to your success as a success factor is your ability to give an original and a non-fake smile, which is called as a Duchenne smile. So when you give a smile which reaches up to your eyes and you look very good and you look authentic, and when your smile comes across, people are going to be happy with you. And this smile is going to contribute to a success. In fact, at the University of California, Berkeley study, at the Mills College, they studied the class photos of girls. You know, the class photographs. Some girls smiled genuinely, others didn't. The Duchenne smile, genuine smile people, they had much better lives and career compared to those who did not smile genuinely. So secret sauce for your success will be your ability to smile genuinely. It is a very competitive field. 2 hunters had gone for hunting and they exhausted their bullets. They were cooking the birds which they had shot. At that time, a big brown bear came and sniffing at them. They were wondering what to do. They didn't have any bullets to shoot at the bear. At that time, when they were discussing, one individual took off his hunter shoes and wore his sports shoes. So looking at him, the other hunter said, "What, are you going to run faster than the bear?" At that time, he said, "No, I just have to run faster than you." So it is a cutthroat competition out there. So please ensure that you work hard, and remember, pharma is open to all. Communication skill has very high priority. That is, English skill is very important. Have the analytical skills, be a team player, ability to grasp is required, and you can be assured that there is a very good growth story, exciting, very good professional growth in pharmacy. Affordable and justifiable pricing is taking the pharmacy to a much higher level because of the insurance also. This is an ultra competitive industry because everybody has understood this is a recession-proof industry. It does not fall down. The market never collapses in pharma because it is a need-based. Markets can collapse in the other markets, in the other sectors, but not in the pharma market. And today, novelty thinking is also required. So my take-home message for you, please understand, India is the pharmacy of the world. It is a very trending profession. Global opportunities are there. And this is growing about creating about knowledge. It is a good status profession. There are lots of roles available, which include in manufacturing, that is like quality, R&D, marketing, human resources, legal, patent, regulatory, academics, retailing, wholesale, pharmacovigilance, clinical pharmacy, and clinical trial industry. Phew. The list is exhaustive. You can add devices and so many other aspects like media companies, etc., to this list. So you can be rest assured that there is a fantastic growth in pharmaceutical profession and you are having very good opportunity. So I thank you all for the patient listening. Maybe if there are some queries, I can take it up later. Now over to Dr. Shinde. Thank you very much for the patient hearing.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for a wonderful, quite motivating, and a brief presentation. I really appreciate your time in sharing this knowledge with our students. Thank you so much for your presence, sir, today. I now would like to invite Mr. Venkatesh K to please share his thoughts on the pharma industry and the applications. Over to you, sir. Sir, you're on mute, sir.
Sorry, I need access to the.
Access is given, sir. You're on the speaker access. Just go to the screen share there, the green button down. And if your PPT is already on the desktop, it will be, you'll be able to click it.
Yeah, my PPT is already on the desktop.
Yes, sir. It has just come. You can go to the full screen and start from the.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is in Pharma Careers and Pharma Company by Venkateshan. My name is K. Venkateshan. I worked in pharmaceutical industry in Bangalore, also in various other places, Brazil and across the world. I have done the products transfers and extra activities. And I worked in all the areas in the industry, except quality control and quality assurance. But mainly I am a B Pharmacy graduate. And after completing my graduate, I immediately got into the pharmaceutical industry in production. Manufacturing is my major area. Then manufacturing onwards, I shifted to a R&D focus. I started transferring new product into the company. Thereby, the company growth from a smaller company, it has become a very large company. It is multiplied into the world. We have, you know very well, opposite to IIM, there is a company called Strides Arcolab or Strides Pharma Science. And also it has got orals as well as injection. Injection was recently in 2014 sold to Mylan. Mylan is a US company. So I worked in Mylan also for 5 years. And at present I took the voluntary retirement. And I have complete experience in the pharmaceutical industry. I think Mr. Sunil, Dr. Sunil gave us a very good explanation about the opportunity available in the, after completing B.Pharm. I would say you should continue to do further studies, should go for M.Pharm or MBA, and even up to PhD. It is good now in coming market, because in future it is going to be a regulated market. Why I'm telling is, I started the activity in '88, when at that time the market was kind of a very relaxed and unregulated. But we started working in an unregulated environment, and slowly we started working in a semi-regulated markets and regulated markets. I have seen USFDA, MHRA, and Canada, TGA, and various other markets. And my majority of the work is to do exports. Okay, very less to the local market. Local market in the sense Indian business. Okay, but my experience is mainly in 99% is exports. And whatever you see in the slides, I have done all the area activity. Mainly in manufacturing, you have a various opportunity. It is in tablets. In tablet, there are multiple areas: granulation, compression, coating, packing. In packing, there are multiple blister chip, bulk, and bottle packing. So likewise, you have the liquid orals, which is nothing but syrup and suspension. And there are multiple departments, manufacturing, and one side you have to manufacture the product, other side you have to filter and fill the product and pack the product. Similarly, capsule manufacturing is separate. Manufacturing is manufacturing of the blend, and it has to be filled into the filling machine. Capsule powder has to be filled into the capsules, and then filled capsule has to be taken for packing. For all the formats, you need packing, and each product has got a unique packing. So you can multiply the number of areas in a company. So for example, I would say Strides Arc Lab. We started the plant in JP Nagar in a smaller place. Now you can I can note that Strides has got more than 14 plants across the globe. Each plant is minimum 5 to 10 acres land, and factory size is so big, and each plant is having multiple departments, and in each department there are multiple tablet section, multiple liquid section, multiple capsule section, like that. Okay. Similarly, like in ointments, creams, and lotions, there is always a manufacturing area, and then a separate filling area and packaging area. And now that these orders are these dosage forms are manufactured in a stricter compliance, and most of the people are dedicated to the area. You may have to be in the place for the full time. It is a good idea at the moment, because to avoid overwriting or mistakes or online documentation is now very much important in the regulated market. Okay, so that's why I would say in the manufacturing of tablet, liquid, and capsule, there are multiple departments, and when you enter into the plant, if you have the opportunity to manufacture the any of this area, you can learn, and every year you will be given additional responsibility, and you will have to, very soon you will have to manage a particular department. You may have to manage a tablet department or liquid odors department or capsule department. It depends on the skill level, because the growth opportunity in industry is very high. It all depends on the skill and intelligence level. And I would say another area is injection. The other previous slide is talking about tablets. In injection, there are many areas. There are ampule manufacturing, vials manufacturing. There is a liquid and lyophilized vial and pre-filled syringe. And also there are specific inspection areas and then packing areas. Okay. In ampule manufacturing, here every product will have the area for manufacturing and area for filtration and filling, inspection and packing. And packing means up to shipper packing. Okay. So because I am not going to elaborate how the manufacturing is going to happen, but you can see I listed all the areas where the pharmacy students are recruited and employed in a specific area at the beginning. The moment you learn about area, you will be given opportunity to go to another area. It is an area it is an opportunity to learn and improve yourself. You can become in charge for the ampule area one day, vial area one day, and if required, entire injection also. So in case of vials, in a plant, there may be one single line. There could be multiple line. Okay, line means it is an integrated line starting from washing till packing. So there is a multiple rooms where the machines are lined, and there are in a particular line, the multiple supervisors and operators are required to operate the line, because it is not a manual operation. Once you start, it has to be continuous operation. So from the washing, from the empty bottle feeding into the line, and the end of packing, the line will be operational, and there will be multiple persons available to supervise, operate, and manage the area. So in injection, there are multiple varieties of filling. Fills are available starting from 1 ml to 100 ml, and free fill syringe, it is available from 0.2 ml to 50 ml. Ampule also 1 ml to 20 ml. And inspection area is generally all the injection has to be inspected 100% because of safety reasons. So that is manual as well as machine based operation. Okay, so that is in the 3 areas in injection. I have also classified a dry powder injection and IV bags. Dry powder injection, it is a powder directly filled into vial. You have a manufacturing area, filling area, followed by inspection and packing area. And apart from that, some companies will have a general packing area. The packing area will be like inside. There is a place called a separate packaging area. It's about 20 lines. 20 lines have a different packaging equipments and multiple supervisors, and you will have to go through all that machines. You have to learn operations of all the machines, being a supervisor. And please note that in the pharmaceutical industry nowadays, it is being regulated too much, such a way that every operation is regularized and it is procedural. Okay, you have to have standard operating procedure for each machine and cleaning procedure, changeover procedure, all the procedure. You have a huge opportunity in learning and developing your skills, and you can also add your value in particular area where there are, because some companies are very high level, having all the system implemented. Some people are slowly implementing systems because it costs money. Because everything is not coming free to the company. Everything company has to pay and implement systems. Okay, they have to train the operator, they have to train the supervisor. They will not allow the person to directly operate the machine. So before operating the machines, you will be suitably trained, and your safety aspects will be taken care, and then your supervision will start. Okay, I will explain how the recruitment process and what are the opportunities to in the steps, ladders in the company. Apart from the manufacturing of the plant, you also have the opportunity in quality control area. It is quality control area is nothing but testing raw material, packing material, semi-finished goods, and finished goods. You can do instrumental analysis and wet lab titrate material analysis. Pharmacy students are recruited to develop, to do the analysis in quality control area and quality assurance. It is the major area which is picking up in across all the organization, because nowadays without QA available in the plant, people are not ready to manufacture, because QA is almost running the plant by ensuring that the documentation, validation, compliance, and in-process quality assurance is properly checked and controlled. Quality assurance team does thorough checking on the product while it is manufactured, and they will report to the management, also the regulatory health authorities. Regulatory means not in the company, outside the company, about the outcome of the thing, and they also responsible to implement a new procedure and bring the status of the company to the next level. So they are the very important part in the company. And also the regulatory affairs, which has got because nowadays this is upcoming department across all the company, and many people are being recruited to do regulatory affairs. After B Pharmacy, there is a master degree in regulatory affairs. There is a master degree in quality assurance, and there are plenty of opportunity available in this field of regulatory affairs. It is not that you may have to handle the regulatory affairs of your own company. Sometimes sitting in India, you may have to have the discussion with US counterpart or UK or Australia, and you can do all kind of regulatory activity. I just mentioned as a dossier approval, but the regulatory affairs has got various activities. They are the people interacting between the regulatory agency, health authorities. Also, they plan their interface between the government and the company. So there is a great opportunity in this area now. And this, apart from manufacturing, it is also growing into various professional way of doing dossiers, creating office, and people doing sitting in India doing dossiers for USA like that. Because
In
nowadays,
the interest of time, we'll have to wind up
Yeah.
in 2 minutes.
yeah, okay. Right. And also, like Mr. Sunil told, clerical affairs and pharmacovigilance available. And there is a business development, marketing and medical representatives, and also hospital pharmacist available. And I said biotech Biocon is another biotech company, but biotech finished formulation product has to be manufactured similar to a pharmaceutical company. So whatever biotech formulations are manufactured by company, the B Pharm or M Pharm people can be employed in biotech company also. And another upcoming project is project management. Nowadays, people are expecting this particular department to keep the information available for everybody. Formulation development and tech transfer has got various types of position, and starting from formulation development is a huge potential area. You can enter into any area and continue to do the development of a new product or NCE or ANDA. And another opportunity is an article method development. So this also can be considered for the pharmacy person. And you will join as a trainee executive, depending on the company, sometimes directly as executive, then depending on the promotion level and your skill level, you will be promoted to senior executive, and then manager, assistant manager, and senior manager. You can go up to president and COO or CEO also. So this is how the opportunities, and I thank you very much for the opportunity to given by the Dayananda Sagar, and thank you, Sinde.
Thank you so much, sir. Stop the screen sharing. Yeah, you can take it upstage and you can just stop the screen sharing. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. We now proceed to our speaker number 4 for the day, and I like to take the opportunity to invite Mr. A. N. Appaswamy, sir. And sir will be talking about the pharma industry related to manufacturing and technology. Over to you, sir.
Appaswamy, could you listen us? Appaswamy.
He's on mute, actually. Students, just give us a minute. We'll just get Mr. Appaswamy on the call.
He'll be coming in 1 or 2 minutes, sir. Just he is logging.
Sure.
No,
sir.
hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry for the trouble. I'm traveling, so between I just lost. I was with you right from start, but I just lost track in between. Anyway, hello. Good evening. First of all, Dr. Murthy, for the Vice Chancellor, the respected Vice Chancellor of DSU. It was a wonderful introduction you had given. And of course, Mr. Shinde doing quite a good, remarkable job as well. And of course, the co-panelist, Sunil, Mr. Venkateshan, Dr. Murugan, all good evening to all of you. And of course, the key personalities of the day, that is you young, budding, good citizens of the country, rather to say. Good evening, all of you. I'm Appaswamy. I at present work with TTK Healthcare Limited as their business head, taking care of operations in Pan-India, Africa, and Asia. And I mainly deal with devices. See, one thing I just wanted to before I start, I wanted to say, you being very young, you have not entered into any profession yet. You have just completed your schooling and just eagerly waiting to join a particular course and then a career, make a career out of the course. Now, I'm taking my talk under two headings. Heading number one, the course you want to select. And heading number two, the career you want to take in that course which you have selected. And I would like to remind you, both are linked. Both are linked. Because only if you know what is the career you are going to get, you will select the course. So they are linked. But as of now, I will give you the take-home message of the course you need to select. And the starting talk will be on the career. Because of these careers, I would say you choose this course. And of course, when I say choose the course, I also want to make a point or two on the university you have to select, or the college you need to select. These are the three important things. The course you have to choose, and based on the course, the career you want to select, the career opportunities you have, and third, the college or the academy or the university which you need to select. These are the three important things. And all three are linked. To have a very good career, you need to have a good course at a good place. So they're all linked. Right. Now, my co-panelists, the early two speakers, leaving Dr. Murthy away, Mr. Venkateshan and Mr. Sunil, they had given you a lot of ideas. Mr. Sunil was broadly talking on all the pharmaceutical scopes, career scopes you have. And Mr. Venkateshan was very focused on the production scopes you have in pharmaceutical industry. Now coming to my talk, see, the topic of the day itself very clear says the new age technology of pharmacy. That is one important point, the new age technology of pharmacy. See, whatever is the new age technology, there are certain courses, there are certain carriers which are fixed. They have used maybe for your level quite too sophisticated words, like saying you regulatory affairs, talking about academics. See, academics means nothing. It is about teaching. Regulatory affairs means nothing. It's about a drug controller, drug inspector who are regulating the industry. So that is what you boys and girls need to know. So when you first see the academics and whatever the new technology comes, it can come probably in the production, but not in the academics. So there are fixed carriers in the pharmacy with whatever technology, new age technology or old age technology. If you talk about the fixed carriers in pharmacy, if you have completed your pharmacy, one is academics, that is teaching. You could select teaching and you could go up to a very, very higher level, up to becoming a college principal, dean, a university vice chancellor. You could be an internal guide, external guide. You could create doctorates in pharmacy. You could be advisors to the Pharmacy Council of India. You could be advisors to the Drug Technical Advisory Board. Many things like that. If you be in academics, that is the teaching profession of pharmacy. And that has never changed right from then to even new age. Similarly, they were also mentioning about the retail and wholesale pharmacy. Here, this is also the old age technology only. Retail business, wholesale business, if you're keen, it all depends on your passion. If you just want to be in business, I want to do a professional course, but I want to be in business, then this is the best thing. And you could get your license based on your studies, and then you could do your passion or your business, and you can develop your career. And now you know the latest trend, most of you would have been seeing, it's the e-pharma business, which is more. That's a new age technology in retail business. You see how many e-pharma NetMeds, I don't want to name them, but how many of them, Pharmacy, so many e-pharma retail pharmacies are available. In fact, some of the panelists here, Dr. Murugan and Mr. Sunil, we have had a discussion around 3-4 years back in one of our meetings in our college where we studied in our alma mater, where we were talking about, I was telling to the budding pharmacists who had already joined the pharmacist course that get into the e-pharma, because that's where the future is going to be. So this, again, I'm making a mention of it here. So that is, again, there, which is a fixed, whatever is the new age, that's a good career you will have when you do your pharmacy. Then, of course, the new age, coming to the new age, in the production, you have so many technologies which are coming to production, which Mr. Venkateshan had very elaborately told you. So I just want to only hint it and say that you have so much of scope in the production department, right from R&D to your quality control. Of course, production is in between. You research and develop a molecule or a product or whatever, and then you produce it. And in production, you have different stages, different areas where pharmacists are involved. And after that, you get into the quality control to assure the quality which you have manufactured is good and it is correct as per the standards, and then you release it out. So in that production, Mr. Venkateshan has given you a very elaborate idea. Now, after you have manufactured the product and the product is ready for use, now then the marketing comes into play. See, I have been into marketing for more than a quarter century. and I take care of lots of marketing. I've been in Germany, I've been in so many other places marketing products. That marketing will be, there are people from chemistry graduates, science graduates, even arts graduates getting into marketing of pharmaceutical products. But I, as one, in my company, in my division, I only absorb pharmacy graduates, because you only have the knowledge of, you can imbibe a knowledge. A pharmacy or a science or a arts graduate could imbibe the knowledge, could absorb, could grasp the knowledge of a particular product or a particular group of product which a company is making. But he will lack anatomy, physiology. He will lack pharmacokinetics. He will lack lot of terminologies, lot of concepts in drugs. So he will not be a full marketing man. He will be only a half-cooked marketing man, or a quarter-cooked, or maybe a semi-cooked. That's it. So pharmacy graduates are supposed to be the only and the best marketing professionals for pharmaceutical industry. And Mr. Sunil had elaborately told you what is the pharmaceutical industry in India. And one more thing I would like to add to that. Last couple of years, when the business of the whole world, let it be even food industry, forget the other industries, forget the construction industry, forget the other industry, even the food industry, the basic requirement of every individual was stunned because of the COVID conditions across the globe. But you see the pharmaceutical industry, it was surviving, and it was making people survive with their products. So there is no scarcity. If I wrongly use the word death, no scarcity for the field of pharmacy. So that is why I say you should select a field because you have, as Dr. Murthy said in his initial talk, we are talking about something which is 4 or 6 years ahead. So let it be 10 years ahead. Medicines are going to be there. People need medicines. Without medicines, you know, it is very difficult to survive. And I would like to tell you one more point in the simplest language so that you could understand. Food is a medicine. Food is a medicine. So without that, people can't survive. So for all that, this is a field which has got a future, and which doesn't have any scarcity for scope. And with all the new rules and regulations coming on labor laws, for manufacturing, it will be only pharmacy graduates. All those old policies of manufacturing chemist or retail chemist, all will go off, all will vanish. Almost already, most of them have vanished now. And still it is going to become more further stringent with the PCI taking very good control. Pharmacy Council of India's PCI. So it is going to be pharmacists in the entire field of medicines, in the entire field of pharmacies, and to a certain extent in food also. So this course, I would say you, is a very good course which you should select and which has got a very, very huge career for the years to come and beyond the years to come as well. And in that course, when you select a career, we have given you the career advantages and the career scopes based on your liking, your passion. You like to travel, you take marketing. You speak very much, you keep talking, you keep convincing people, you're good at group discussion, take marketing. I'm very sorry, gentlemen and ladies, because I was traveling, so I've not prepared a slide presentation. So I'm making all my talk oral and verbal, but I think I'm able to communicate to you and pass on the message which I really want to give it to you into you. And so that is what I mean to say. Like, again, once the product has been marketed and has come, there are certain things called the regulatory, which both Mr. Sunil and Mr. Venkatesan have been telling. What is regulatory affairs? That is called as the drug control, drug inspectors, the expiry dates are being checked, the generic, and so many things like that. Maybe it is a little big for you at present. So these are the people who govern the proper practice of pharmacy. They are called regulatory affairs people. So there, in the earlier days, there used to be even a BSc chemistry graduate or a BSc science graduate with 18 months experience in pharmaceutical manufacturing was eligible to be a regulatory officer, a drug inspector rather. I'm talking about some 10, 20 years back, but now it is not the scenario. Now it is only a pharmacy graduate is eligible to be a regulatory officer, either a drug inspector or a drug control, assistant drug controller, drug controller, drug controller. He has to be a pharmacist. He has to have a basic degree in pharmacy. It's very clear. Like for running a retail pharmacy, you have to have a minimum of diploma in pharmacy. Without that, you're not eligible to have. It was not the scene earlier. For example, when I joined pharmacy, it was maybe a grandfather's story to you. It's in 80s. Nobody knew what is pharmacy. When I went back to my native, I did it in the same college where Mr. Sunil did, where Dr. Murugan did, all JSS, Mysore. When I went back to my native and I said, I have joined a course called B-Farm, they said, is it related to farming, agriculture? Then the other people who knew a little about it, they thought, is it related to, are you going to be a compounder? Yes, of course, compounding of drugs, formulating a drug, putting this, adding this chemical, adding that chemical, you get this many milligrams, that many milligrams, you keep mixing it, and then you get a drug, you get a final drug compound, and then you give it to somebody. It's called compounding. But it is wrongly taken as compounder. Compounding is a part of the pharmacy practice, clinical pharmacy practice. So that was the scenario those days. But you see, in the past 3 decades or so, it has taken leaps and mountains, and it has grown to that level where we see lots and lots of people knew what is about pharmacy, lots of molecules, lots of drugs, lots of, as what Mr. Sunil was saying. What are we doing today in India? We are having the global share of pharmacy, of medicines, the bulk of the global share. We are kind of like how you say the rice bowl of India is a particular state. How you say the pharmacy bowl of the world is India now. We are the pharmacy, we are the medicine bowl, basin. So the scope is such that it doesn't restrict to a particular state or an area or a country. It's global scope. So that is why I say this is a course, this is a career which you should develop. And for developing a career in pharmacy, the course you need to select just after your higher secondary or PDC or whatever you have completed is a pharmacy course. And there are various options. You could do a graduation in pharmacy, which is called as a B-Farm. You could get into a PharmD, which is a 6-year course. And the scopes abroad for PharmD are Humpty, I'm telling you. I keep traveling, I'm meeting people, that's why I'm telling you. It's Humpty. Now, if you see, if we are, now the government of India has got a particular scheme called the Make in India under our Prime Minister's Make in India. So what is this Make in India? We are, earlier speakers were saying that we are very self-sufficient with with pharmacy is concerned, with drugs is concerned. But drug doesn't mean only medicines. Drug also means, as I told you, food. It also means devices. Devices which are going into the human body are also classified as drug. Anything which changes the physiology of the body is called as a drug. So the devices, we are not self-sufficient in devices. I will tell you, in the department of cardiology and cardiac surgery alone, our import per annum is more than 10,000 crores. We are bringing in medicines from abroad, not medicines, devices from abroad. We are not self-sufficient. That is why the schemes like Make in India have come. We want to be self-sufficient. We don't want to rely on others. Excuse me. So that means to say there is huge scopes. How do we make ourselves self-sufficient? We have to open up new R&Ds, new companies, new manufacturing units. We have to bring in all those old products which we are importing from abroad. Sorry, which are and then which we have to also make it for our people. So I think out of the 3 points which I wanted to talk to you today, the course you need to select based on which the career opportunities of the course, I think I've handled that too. And the third point, and that's the take-home message from me, is that the place where you want to select that course. There are humpty number of institutes, humpty number of colleges. For that matter, I'm not specifying which course at all, which college at all. Humpty number of them for any particular course. But please select a college or a academy or an institute which has got foresightedness, which has got caring. One small example.
Sir.
I'm not promoting any particular
Hello.
place. See this particular,
Sir,
yes.
to stop it, sir. Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah, just see one particular place alone. How foresightedness is this institute? They are giving you talking to you about, bringing us people to talk to you about after what is going to happen after 6 years. That is the foresightedness. So please select institutes which have got foresightedness, which has got caring for you, which has got all the basic infrastructure, and which can give you a proper guidance to become a very good graduates of that particular course. I would like to
thank you so much for the inputs. As we have our speakers lined up.
I'm sorry, I would like to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to talk to these young budding people. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful insights, especially in terms of marketing as an area and the manufacturing and the way the technology is moving ahead in terms of the pharma industry. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Students, I would now like to invite the principal of the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Professor Dr. V. Murugan, sir. And sir will give you an insight on the kind of the pharmacy program that we have at Dayanand Sagar University. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Cindy, sir. Good evening to the participants, our vice chancellors, and other speakers. It's indeed very pleasure to talk about the career opportunities in new age technology driven pharmacy industry. Anyway, already the members have enlightened about the job opportunities, and they've discussed in detail about the job opportunities in India as well as in abroad. So I'm not going to touch the job opportunities. Now, the question is, which institution you want to select and why? I'm going to talk about the college which running the pharmacy program, that's College of Pharmaceutical Sciences under Dayanand Sagar University. Why do you want to select this in university? See, even though the tuition fees may be slightly higher, you may feel in the initial hours, then you will come to know why it is so. The NSR College of Pharmacy, we have a dedicated faculty members. Many of the institutions, they'll be hire the faculty member only for the time being, but we don't have that habits. We have a dedicated faculty members. All the faculty members are enrolled as a mentors to take care of personal care of the students. So each and every faculty member, they know the students by name, as well as they are in regular touch with the parents. So whenever there is an issue, immediately the information will pass on to the parents and they will come and meet us. So the first and foremost thing is, I have a very good team. They are all very dedicated for the teaching profession. The next come is the quality of education. I am very much sure that the quality of education what the College of Pharmaceutical Sciences is giving, you cannot find anywhere in India, not only in Karnataka, anywhere in India, you cannot find this type of quality of teaching in pharmacy program. And apart from that, we are having almost 50% of the teaching faculties, those are awarded PhD. In many institutions, you can find a department-wise, one PhD is there, yes, that's more than enough. But to strengthen the quality of education, we have almost around 50% of the teaching faculties are PhDs. These people, they are insisting our budding pharmacists to enroll their name for the research. And regarding the placement, we have 100% placement. More than around 10 companies, pharmaceutical companies, regularly they visit our colleges and none of the students are roaming around without job. So the students, those are completing their final year itself, they'll be having their appointment. So that way, the college also is taking care of the placement, as well as the students also showing interest to get into the job before they are leaving the campus. When you're talking about the quality of education, we also equally concentrate on two things. That is, one is the discipline, the other one is extracurricular activities. So the students, when I'm talking about the dedicated faculty member and the teaching, what I call quality of the education, then they may think that that means these people are only purely academic. No, it is not like that. University is going to conduct overall sports for almost around 15 to 20 days. So we'll be concentrating on academic as well as the extracurricular activities, and also we insist the students to participate. And regarding the PG program, yes, our PG seats are filled almost 2 to 3 months before we announce the results. That shows the quality of our education in the undergraduate. If you are not taking care of the students, or if the quality of education is not good, then the students will not take up the PG degree in our own college. They would have to prefer the other college. But instead of that, the students, those who have taken the PG program, all the students are belongs to our own UG program. So from that itself, you can think that what type of quality of education our faculties are delivering to the students. Then come to the facilities which is available. Our labs and classrooms are as per in abroad, whatever the labs are there, the same facilities we are providing. The labs are almost equivalent to the international standard. So all the classrooms has got a LCD projector as well as the whiteboard, and whatever the students propose as well as the teachers propose, accordingly, the teachers will deliver the goods. And we are regularly monitoring the students by the mentors, and any issues comes, immediately that will be discussed in the meeting, and we'll see that it will be overruled. And we are having a PharmD program also, and we are doing excellent PharmD program because we are having 2 hospitals. Our students will undergo for the training in our Sagar hospital, where they'll be giving training on patient counseling, bedside teaching, fashion information center, and monitoring of prescription where the drug interaction is involved. Not only that, now we have come up with a medical college. Soon our institution is going to shift to the new campus where the MBBS program is running. In that, we are planning to start a clinical trial in association with the pharmaceutical industry. So this is what there in pipeline. Probably it is going to be materialized in another 3 months of time. And our students, those who are completing the UG, they'll be getting the admissions for the higher program in India as well as in abroad. In the last batch itself, around 20 students have got admission in abroad, particularly in US, UK, Australia, Canada, and Singapore. These are the places where our students have gone for the higher studies. Then our College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, we maximum insist the final year B.Pharm students to undergo the training only in the pharmaceutical company instead of hospitals, because they'll get well exposure to quality control, analytical technique, packing section, and manufacturing department. So they'll be learning the technology as well as that they will understand the troublesome shooting during the manufacturing of a medicine. Now, most of our alumni are in a good position in the company, and they themselves, they'll be coming and they're observing our juniors. So that way, based on the above fact, I advise the young generation to select pharmacy program to flourish in your life. And without any hesitation, you can select College of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Dayanand Sagar University, Bangalore. Now, I thank our Vice Chancellor as well as Cindy sir for arranging this wonderful webinar about the pharmacy program and its career. Over to Cindy sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, sir, it's my pleasure.
Thank you so much. And it was a great evening. I'm sure the students must have really enjoyed talking to the varied facets of the industry connects that Professor Murugan sir has brought in today from his department. And this shows the kind of industry connect today that this university is dealing with. You have people who are CEOs, COOs, marketing directors, senior vice presidents, along with the Vice Chancellor sir today available to give you a complete, broader perspective of how today to look at the evergreen and the technology-oriented pharmaceutical industry. Things are changing, industry is changing, and so is technology coming in. With the advent of technology coming into it, it becomes much more as a prerequisite for students to understand this and take a well-formulated decision of coming into Dayanand Sagar University, or for that matter, any other university. The choice is yours. But at the end of the day, at Dayanand Sagar University, this is what we bring to you on the table in terms of our industry connects, in terms of the way in which today the program is being delivered, and the kind of outcomes that you can expect post completion of the program. Here is another important message for the student, especially the ones who are looking at the admission cycle, because admission cycle is at peak. We already are flooded with a lot of applications. Students are also in check in terms of a lot of seats are already being filled up. And we are also looking forward to the examination, the admission test, where the dates will be announced shortly on the website. But in the meantime, it is a good choice for students to visit the website of Dayanand Sagar University, dsu.edu.in. You can fill in the applications. You can also have a quick round of a call with our career advisor experts. You can also visit our campus. You can see the facilities. And as we also talked about in the slide, that we also have got internships facility available for students subject to their meeting the prerequisites of the program. So with this, I would like to thank all the distinguished speakers for the day, and a special thanks to all the students who in their busy schedule in terms of running around to universities for applications have been able to take out time and come in for this webinar, which is a good eye-opener, a good information session a good campus info session for all the students and parents to understand how to take a well-formulated decision when it comes to careers in the new age technology-driven pharmacy industry. Thank you so much. A special thanks to all the speakers. And we really look forward to such more info sessions being organized so that the students and the parents and the aspirants get the valuable information before they take the well-designated choice. Thank you so much. Stay safe and enjoy your evening. Bye-bye. Bye-bye from all of us.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It's already late. Where's Arjun?
He's looking for universities, right? Maybe he's held up there.
You look so tense. By the way, did you get to choose the university?
No, I'm unable to find an university that meets my requirements.
Whoa. Meet your requirements? What exactly are you looking for?
I'm looking for a place that gives me an opportunity to grow, to excel, to invent, and to innovate. I want to be a part of an institution that paves my way to discover myself and to witness the world moving forward in technology. I want to go to a place that sets a futuristic pattern of education filled with ideas and radical performances. Basically, I want to live my dream.
Dayanand Sagar University. Live the dream.